Hi, Gil. We're on day 5 now. So, as before, I would just ask that you could sing it. And after you sung it, I will just read it in the English.
Okay. So we're doing, so day 5, the fifth day starts on verse 20, and it goes all the way to the end of verse 23. Okay, 4 verses. ויאמר אלוהים ישרצו המים שרץ נפש חיה ועוף יעופף על הארץ על פני רקיע השמיים ויברא אלוהים את התנינים הגדולים ואת כל נפש החיה הרומסת אשר שרצו המים למיניהם ואת כל עוף כנף למיניהו וירא אלוהים כי טוב, ויברך אותם אלוהים לאמור, פרו ורבו, ומילאו את המים בימים, והעוף ירב בארץ, ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום חמישי.
Then God said, let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens. So God created sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth. So the evening and the morning were the 5th day.
Good. So, what is unique about the 5th day? There is something very unique about this part of creation, right? The birds and the fish,
Yes.
that we don't find anywhere else. We said that on the 3rd day. We said that he said twice. Twice we see that he saw that it was good. For example.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, each day has like a little thing, a little shtick, as we say. What is the one of the 5th day? I mean, what is God doing when he finished creating on the 5th day?
Oh, he blessed them.
He blessed them. They are the only ones, the fish and the birds, they are the only ones receiving a blessing from God.
Interesting.
Okay, and God blessed them. And what is his blessing to them?
Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth.
Okay. So, first of all, because this is the first time we see a blessing being mentioned, and this is the only day. They are the only ones being created that receive that kind of blessing. First of all, what is blessing?
I'm just thinking these are the first living creatures.
But he could also bless the trees, the trees, the plants, the flowers, and to multiply and to fill the earth, and
Okay. Go.
So if we want to ask a question in the context of that blessing, we can ask, why don't the animals get the blessing, this kind of blessing on the 6th day? Right? I mean, why the fish and the birds? Why not the animals on the 6th day? I mean, that's a question that we can ask and be challenged by. Okay. So what? If we want to talk about living creatures, but let's think. For example, what is a blessing? This is an opportunity to talk about a blessing and the meaning of a blessing. What is it?
It's an acknowledgement maybe of, it's like an honoring, or it's like giving something more than what is already there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting. No, interesting. It's in actual fact, when we look at it in Hebrew, then we have an ability in Hebrew to look at the word, look at the root of the word, and connect it with other words in the language. And when we do that, we have a better ability to understand the real meaning, a greater context of the word. The word for a blessing in Hebrew is the word bracha. Okay, bracha. Other words that are connected to the word blessing, to the word bracha in Hebrew, they all have meaning of something being broken. Okay, and I dare say, I haven't checked, but I dare say that the word break comes from bracha in the in the etymology, the Hebrew etymology, the study of roots of words. I dare say that it's coming from there, the break and the bracha. I always picture it with you know how sometimes you have this birthday games where the children, they have this image of maybe a horse, let's say, and it's full of candy and they need to hit it with a stick. What's it called? I mean, does it have
piñata? I think it's
piñata or something.
That's a Mexican tradition. We know it as.
Oh, okay. So that's basically it. I mean, there is something. There is a potential of abundance. There is an amount of something. Okay, of a blessing.
Oh, it's like breaking it open.
And it's breaking it open, and everything showers upon that person.
Oh.
It showers down on you. Okay, washing you. That's the word bracha. Okay, that's really what the word bracha is about. Okay, when we look at other words in Hebrew that this one is connected to. Okay, so it's about breaking something, but what is that break? It's breaking that that wealth which is encapsulated above you, and while it's being broken, everything showers down upon you. So that's really the blessing that God gave the fish and the birds, and their blessing was a blessing of multiplying. Okay, right. Being fruitful, being a lot, many. Okay, not being just a little bit and a few. And the explanation is that birds and fish, I mean, they are usually hunted. Okay, they have hunting, and I mean, of course, God knew what the world is going to be like, and He knew about man, and He knew about what they're going to eat and all of that. So because they were going to be hunted, they needed an extra blessing for them to be fruitful. Okay, and that's why they were blessed with this. And then going back to the question we asked before, so why didn't the animals? I mean, we also eat animals, so why didn't they get the blessing? And the only answer that the Jewish Talmud is coming up with in this context is that the animals already also had the serpent as part of them. Okay, the serpent was created along with the other animals, and because it was created along with the other animals, they did not receive that kind of blessing. There is something with the serpent which we will, of course, need to talk about. I mean, when we get to the sixth day, maybe, but of course, they were not able to be blessed along with that creation, with the serpent. And from here we have a little. It's a subtle, teaching that really talks about how sin can influence, other things. We talked about it on the third day when we talked about the sin changing creation and all of that. And here we see that sin also has the ability to affect the people surrounding us, being around us, not necessarily taking part. The cows didn't take part with anything that the serpent had done, yet they were prevented, they were denied having the blessing of becoming fruitful and multiplying because they were created on the same day. It's like when Korach in the book of Numbers, when he was punished, all of his belongings were punished with him. Okay, everything went down to the pit with him. Okay, his bed and spoons and forks and napkins and everything went down to the pit with him. Why? Because when you own something, you have spiritual responsibility over those things, even when they're inanimate objects. So even more so when these are animate things. So the living creatures which were created on the sixth day, they did not receive that kind of blessing, but on the fifth day, they did.
Oh.
Okay, so blessing it is.
Blessing it is. It's also like when God gives a blessing, it's almost like He's sending you out in a way to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a command to do.
Like a calling.
A calling, yes.
Yeah. Anything that can shower down at you.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
You too. Thank you. I got that blessing.